Hello, welcome to Franconia Elementary, and thank you so much for agreeing to help us out with substitute teaching today. The purpose of this video is to help you get set with what you need for the day in order to teach concurrently. So our model of instruction right now involves some students being at home while other students are in the classroom. We'll begin by taking a look at Schoology, which is the platform that we use to connect our at-home learners with our face-to-face learners so that it feels like our whole class is together and receiving the same instruction. So step one, we'll log into Schoology, and you will just use your normal username and password, the same that you use to log onto a computer, the same that you use for your employee email. The classroom teacher who you are substituting for will have added you to his or her course in Schoology already. So when I log into Schoology as myself, I see a lot on my dashboard. What I would like you to do to begin is to find the homeroom teacher's course who you are substituting for today. So begin by taking a look on the navigation bar and find courses and click. What I'm hoping is that in this tile view, if you scan, you should see the name of the classroom teacher who you're substituting for today. So it could be Miss Allen, it could be Miss Branson. There are many staff at our school that you might be supporting. But for me to go ahead and continue giving you an example of what Schoology looks like, we're going to pretend that we are working with Mrs. Bloom today. So I would click on grade 4 homeroom Mrs. Bloom. If you do not see the name of the classroom teacher here on your tile view, then what you would do is click on My Courses and scan that longer list until you found that person's course. Okay, so again, for right now, we're going to pretend that we're supporting Mrs. Bloom. So now we're in Mrs. Bloom's homeroom course, and let me give you a little bit of a tour as to what this looks like. When I scroll down this page, you'll notice that Mrs. Bloom has lots of helpful links to help students to get to different applications and websites. And then she also has some folders. Inside of these folders are lots of different resources. As you can see, we have parent support, we have information about her course, and the most important folder that you will probably be using is the one that says classwork. No matter who you support as a substitute teacher, every teacher has a classwork folder that is organized in a way where you can easily identify weeks of instruction. So if part of your sub-plans for today are having students go into a classwork folder to complete an assignment, you'll be able to help them get to that folder by just looking at the dates and the weekly naming convention. Students know where these folders are. We've been using Schoology all year, but if they need support, you can help them to find, again, the week and perhaps the day, and then there would be different assignments in these days. Something else that you might need to be aware of is our Collaborate Ultra tab. Collaborate Ultra is the web conferencing tool that we use to stream our instruction to students that are at home. So as the substitute teacher, you will have a session open in order to connect face-to-face to at home. And then in addition to that, all of our students that are at home learning will also be in this session so that they can hear and see you. To join a session, simply click on the 3 dots next to the name of the session that you will join, and then just click Join Session. This is what a session looks like before I, as the teacher, have shared any content with students, and also what it looks like before any students have joined. In order to get set for the day, I'm going to want to take a moment to turn my microphone on by clicking at the bottom the Share Audio icon. As you can see, the icon itself turns green and shows an indication that there is volume being heard or sound being picked up as I talk, so I know that it's working. If you would like the students to be able to see you through the camera, then you would click the Share Video icon, and that would enable your camera as well. So we have our microphone so that our kids at home can hear us, and we have the camera so that the kids at home can see us. Another feature that I would like to show you is the session settings panel over here. Okay, so when I click on this purple panel, there are a couple of different settings to be aware of. Number one, there is a chat feature where you can type messages to students. Oftentimes the chat is turned off for students so that they do not get distracted. However, you as a substitute teacher would be able to drop messages in the chat or maybe drop some links to activities that students might need to have access to. This is the attendees panel, which shows you who's in the room. This is me, I'm Elizabeth, and I am the moderator who's acting like the teacher for the day. Once students join, you will see them start to populate below your name under the word participants. So you will see all of your students who have joined as participants. You can see whose microphone is turned on because it will have a microphone icon right here. Sometimes students will raise their hand to let you know that they have a question, which is the case for case-to-case, but also virtually. Virtual students on their own computers might click this raise hand icon. And then as you can see in the attendees panel, you get a little picture next to the student that has a question. So I, as a teacher, would look and see that someone's hand is raised, and using my microphone, I might check in with that student and ask if they had a question. And then students can also click the icon again to put their hand down, and you see that that little purple icon disappears. The Share Content panel is going to be important for you to be able to share your instructional slides for the day or website. Basically, this is where you go for students at home to be able to see what it is that you need them to for a specific lesson. So let's take these slides as an example. These were slides left for a substitute teacher this year by a first grade teacher. And as you can see, we have all kinds of things in this slideshow. We have a morning message. We go through the day's weather. This slideshow contains information like what time we're going to be taking a quick screen break or maybe a hand washing break, what we're doing for Reader's Workshop, which is watching a video. So there is all kinds of lesson information in these slides. So what I need to do as a teacher is make sure that the kids at home can actually see this. Now that I have my slides open, I'm going to come to my Collaborate Ultra session and then click Share Application/Screen. And what I want to do is just make sure that I share this one single tab. The name of the tab is Reams Day with the date, Reams Day with the date. And I want to make sure that I check this teeny tiny box that says share audio, because that means that if I play a video that's embedded in my slides, that my students at home are going to be able to hear that just fine. So when I click share, I get this little notification and this little icon to show me that this is the tab that's being shared. However, if I go over to my Collaborate Ultra session, I can now see that I am successfully sharing this tab. So what you see here is exactly what kids at home are seeing. So when you start off on a certain slide, let's say that we walked through the morning, we just had this slide up as a greeting, and I want students to now be able to see this morning message so that they can read it along with me. I click to select that slide, and then I might come back to my Collaborate Ultra session just to make sure that they're seeing what I want them to see. So the slide has changed. Same thing if I wanted to move on to going through the weather for the day and doing some calendar math activity. It looks like this is a science connection here. Then I would select that slide, come back over and just make sure that my students are home are seeing what I want them to be able to see. The last thing that I will show you in Collaborate Ultra are the session settings. At some point this morning, someone will stop by and make sure that you are good to go and connected to your projector and classroom speakers and that you are set for your day. However, I would like you to be aware that you do have some special session settings where you can control participant permissions, meaning you can control what kids can and cannot do. So if you want students to be able to turn on their microphones and talk, the share audio box would need to be checked. If you want them to be able to turn on their cameras, to be able to see them, you would want this box to be checked. Likewise, if you want them to be able to post in that chat box down here, this would need to be selected. And then also, if you want them to be able to use the whiteboard tool, you would want to have this box checked. To begin your day, I would recommend that you turn off the whiteboard, turn off the chat messages, and then depending, you might want to turn these off as well. But just know that at any point, if something goes wrong, or if you need to walk away, please remember to turn all of these permissions off, just as good housekeeping, to make sure that students cannot communicate when you are not in the room. And then when you are in the room, you can enable these features. To stop sharing a Chrome tab, all you would need to do is either click stop here in your Google Chrome browser. You can also click this stop sharing icon within the Collaborate Ultra session. So now no content is being shared to students. Okay, so again, that was a quick overview of finding Schoology. And then once in Schoology, we went through how to navigate to courses, to find the course of the classroom teacher who you are substitute teaching for today. We looked on course pages to locate the classwork folder in case teachers have posted information there for us that we need to turn around and share with students. And then also we located the Collaborate Ultra sessions, which you will join in order to connect our at-home learners to our face-to-face learners. Again, sometime between the hour of 8:30 and about 8:45, someone will be coming to check in on you to make sure that you are properly connected to the classroom technology setup, and then also to answer any questions that you might have or things you might need clarification on.